wish you had a model. I mean, Iris, like, I'll make you one for free in VRoid if you like. I don't mind. Yeah, I mean, it's really like it's pretty easy to make one in VRoid Studio because if you Google do it. Google VRoid, download it. It is free, and honestly, you can make one yourself. But like, if you have difficulty making one or you're having trouble navigate it, I'll happily make it one for you. Just like no payment needed. Like I'm happy to help. Really, it wouldn't take much. You just like tell me what kind of vibe you'd want, and I could probably make it. Yeah, I mean, if you want me to do it, I'll happily do it and like send you the files. I really don't want to get paid for it. You know, I'm just happy to help out. You know what you can give me back? You can take the model and stream with it and have fun and just have a great time and, you know, enjoy it because I don't want money. I don't even need like credit either. Just take the model and enjoy it and have a good time. That's essentially it. That's what you can give back to me is the enjoyment of doing your streams. That's really it. So yeah, I'll happily do a model for you on VRoid Studio. You know what I'll do? Since you're here, we're going to exit Where Winds Meet for now. Oh my god! Could talk about it later. You know what I'll do, actually? Oh god, we're seeing... no. I'm in stereo now. Big Josh, little Josh, welcome to our... VTubing tutorial. This is how I achieve the this. If you can see my mouse down here. What I use for my streaming, I use animes. For you, I would recommend using VC Face because it's free and it is a brilliant tracking software for when you want to do your streaming. It's fairly simple to use. Essentially, the process is you take your VRoid model and you load it into VC Face, import it, and then it'll like do pretty much everything for you. But yeah, this is how I achieve the like transparent background so you don't see anything. Animes is a bit more complicated than VC Face. So, but let me show you here. I'm going to let you guys look behind the scenes so you can see how it's done. Oh no, that's all my memes. Okay, so this is my long directory of all my models. So like we've got the devil skin right here, the goth skin as well. So when you make a model, it saves as a VRoid file when you use VRoid Studio. And then when you export it to actually use the model, you need to export it as a VRM file. So if I bring out, let me go to my programs. I will open VRoid Studio and yeah, I mean, this is what I do. We bounce around. You know, I had no plan for this stream. Someone clip it and put it on YouTube. I mean, I'll make a video myself and put it on YouTube. Why not? Anyway, so pay attention, class. This is VRoid Studio. So you can see all of my... I'm giving the game away here. This is my surprise for June. New model for celebrating Pride Month. This is VRoid Studio. This is what it looks like. Naked. I'm not naked. I've got a vest on. I'm not fully naked. That's for the after hours. Anyway, back to the tutorial. When you're making a VRoid model, let's take... Who should we sacrifice as tribute for this one? Let's use Devilmon, because he loves being the center of attention. So this is the basic layout of VRoid Studio. So when you make a model, you can basically set up everything. Okay, I can't talk when there's no music. It hurts my mind. So I'm going to very quickly put some music on. This is Head in the Clouds by Mizlo. Yeah, I love the freedom of... This is the great advantage as well. Crude PNGs made in 5 minutes. I mean, PNG tubes are also great. All the love and respect to the PNG tubers out there. One of them is like just a blinking eye, isn't it? I love it when people go outside the box and just don't do like the usual, oh yes, 2D anime model person, you know. I like a bit of outside the box thinking. But yeah, this is VRoid Studio. So in here, you can create your 3D model. But this is how it works. So with a VRoid model, it is when you're using VRoid Studio, it is essentially like a dress-up game. So you know what? Instead of coming with the example of Devil, let's go back. Let's make a new one on stream. How did we come to this? I planned on playing games, and now we're doing this. Oh well, I'm having fun. When you start, you can choose a base. So feminine, masculine. Unfortunately, you can't choose androgynous, but like you can make your. This is how we start with models. So you can choose masculine or feminine. Why can't I say that? Masculine or feminine? So we're gonna go masculine. I understand that he looks a little bit grainy at the moment. Don't need to worry about that. It doesn't look this bad when you actually use the model in practice. And there are ways around this as well, especially if you know more than me. But I'm just here to show you the basics because I'm not an expert by any means. You know, I'm not an expert model maker. I've just spent a lot of time working with VRoid that I know enough to get by and make a model like this one. So this is how we start. So you can choose... Like I say, it's essentially, you know, click and create. So you can choose different irises. You know what? Let's make like a dragon style character. So we need dragon eyes. Let's go with that. Yeah. What color should we make our dragon model? Should it be purple eyes, yellow, green, blue? I feel like blue. Okay, let's go with blue. That's a nice sharp blue right there. All right, so we got the dragon eyes. VRoid is perfect if you want to just make like a regular human, like I've done. I don't have a, like, most of my models use the femme design instead. So where were we? We had the dragon eyes. Oh, that's even better. Damn. Okay. More like a femboy, but yeah, femme is probably a good start. Well, you can very easily just edit the parameters. The advantage with this is you could, like, if you wanted to have an effeminate male model, then you can just, like, you could either start with the masculine build and then give it femme features. Like, that's entirely possible with sliders. Or you could take the femme base and make it, like, just have a masculine body. I personally think it would be easier to start with the femme base because then you've got all of the females, like the female presenting sliders at that one from the beginning, and then you can just remove booba and, like, you know, go from there. Now with the face sets, that's locked. So we'd have to go with... Actually, no, we'll keep the original one because the face slide changes in the irises, and we set these... Let's zoom in on those peepers. Make them a nice bold blue. Yeah, that works. So nice bold sea blue for the eyes. And then of course, like again, just using this as an example, but you can also edit the eye highlights. So right now we got like this shade here, so you could have like a little flower there. You could have some little sparkles. The standard circles around the eyes. Also the same like this. I think, I mean, you could go as elaborate as you want as well and have like all of this starry stuff. You could also turn it into a heart. I don't know what would look good. I think for this, just something minimalistic, not too obvious. Possibly, oh god. Yeah, possibly that one. So yeah, minimalistic, but still works. And then you can also customize the sclera and make it darker or lighter. I think the shade on the sclera works for this one. And of course, you can also change the color of it. I'm not going to because I don't think I'll be able to reverse that. And then eyebrows as well, naturally. Like I say, with VRoid, it is essentially just click and construct. So you can make it appear however you would like it to appear. I think we'll just stick with that for the face, to be honest. Yeah, so nose, eyelashes. I mean, the eyes look just fine. The mouth is, you know, that works okay. And, you know, you can add lipstick as well. So that'll be, yeah, the mouth insides. You need to, if you want to change the inside of the mouth, my recommendation is go to your expression editor, do that. Because then you can see all them cavities and channel your inner dentist. And then, of course, then you can easily change the mouth inside. Okay, yeah, that looks weird. So let's put that back. Also do this for the teeth when you're editing. Okay, where are the teeth? Oh, yeah. So down here is where you'll do teeth. So you can have, oh, yeah. You've also got the masculine and feminine sliders down here. I mean, personally, it makes no difference to me. The femme mouth just seems to make it smaller, then masculine makes it bigger and lower. I don't get the correlation there, but that's just how it is. So actually, let's give it a little femme mouth, just slight. God, It's a real suspicious position to be in here. But yeah, teeth. So here you can choose teeth. So with the devil model, I went with the shark teeth. So, and of course you can choose to have lower or upper. So if you want to have like lower shark teeth and then upper vampire teeth, you could do it that way. Perfect for future stuff. Yeah. So I guess if we had a dragon kind of character, I mean, I don't know. Would a dragon character have shark teeth or just vamp teeth? I have no idea, to be honest. I think it would be this. I mean, this is just an example, so we don't need to dwell on that too much. So close your mouth, lady. There you go. Ah, yeah. So the fem mouth also seems to like curve the mouth a bit more. I mean, that works fine. So we don't have to worry about that. And then here we have the lips. So this is where you can like do some cosmetics. So we've got some lips there. And I don't know, you can make the lips like a little bit blue to match the eyes, maybe. Yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? Darling, you're gonna look fabulous, okay? And now here is the cheeks, so you can add your cheek blush and such, if that's what you prefer. I personally would say, you know, minimal blush. Nothing that looks too drastic, because it, thanks, Queen. You're welcome. And then here we've got the skin, so we'll just leave the skin for now, because, like, I mean, but here you can choose the different shades. So this would be your main color. So if you wanted to be a bit more tanned, like this, then your darker color would need to be around here, and then your lighter color would go about here. So when you're changing colors, because the lighter color will be your main face. So let's take a look at mine for a second. So if you can see, okay, well, it doesn't show up on here with like the lighting, but like you've got your main color and then you've got your lighter color, if you can see on my nose, and then you'll have the darker color that comes in when you've got like light coming on maybe like the jawline or something. So that's how it would work. So this would be your dark color, this would be your main color, and then your lighter color would be all the extra bits around. And of course, you can also have face paint. So it can have something like that. For some reason, if you want a beard counts as face paint. I don't know why, but that's a thing. You can also go the Naruto way if you like. You can have scars, you can have moles, you can also, for some reason, have like the permanently upset face. You can also have body modification. You can do anything you like with the face paint, really. I feel like this looks kind of good. Oh god, you can also be permanently crying if you want. And then you can be a dog. That's also an option. So yeah, there's plenty of choices with the face paint idea module. You can go as nuts as you like. That looks kind of cool, but well, leave that alone. Oh, that's pretty good. You know what? Let's add that. Why not? So over here is your expression editor. So when you move your face around, these are the expressions that you'll get. So if you look at my model, you can see that I have an automatic smile. If I do this, so that's my smile. I need to change my expressions, to be honest. I've also got surprise, but yeah, I don't use that often. I do also have an angry expression, but I can't figure out how to, because my face is not made for tracking. So like, that's basically my angry face. The gay pose. Where's this? The gay pose? This is the gay pose. Oh, okay. Do not clip that. Okay. No degeneracy. We are sensible around here most of the time. Oh god. Anyway, before we descend into the pit of degeneracy. So these are your expressions. So you got neutral, smiling, sad, angry, happy, and surprised. And then everything closed. Left eye closed, right eye closed. Very important thing to note here. The A, I, U, E, and O. This is how your model is going to look when you talk. So these things need to be especially looked after. So yeah, with the A, I, U, E, and O, this is the way that your mouth will move. So if I go back to mine, so I've got A, E, O, U. Yeah. That's how it works. So when you've got your mouth tracking, and especially when you're doing your audio tracking, which is I use that as well, your model's face will change with those values. So if I say ah, and then I'm like, oh yes, oh indeed, oh, I gotta stop making these mouth noises. They're gonna get clipped and put out of context. But now you know. So this is the basics when it comes to the face. So the face is extremely important, especially the expression editor when you're creating your VRoid model. This is how it's going to act when you're the puppet master, essentially. So then after that, the rest of it, it's all fairly simple. It is, again, just click and collect. So could give it a nice... You've got hairstyle sets here that you can use. So you could give yourself some like ears with your hair. You could just have a regular hair. There's plenty of options. See, the thing is, like, one of the advantages with the hairs on VRoid is that you've got all of these feminine hairs, and then you've got like the ones that would be masculine hairs also work for a feminine character, which is a problem I encountered because my model is I don't know if you noticed, but let me let me zoom out and give you the full version. I've got I am quite large. I am big man. So feminine features do not work on this guy. Can you imagine effeminate looks on this thing? Huh? Probably not. I like this pose better. Oh goodness. I forgot. No one saw that. I like this pose most of all. This one suits Gothimonn quite well. Should I do this pose for the rest of the stream? I might do that. Yeah. Well, I'll go with this pose for the rest of the stream. Why not? So yeah, back to VRoid. My god, I look even tinier. I'm so tiny. There we go. Yes. Now, class. Continuing with our tutorial. But yeah, like I said, so I feel like this would go well for this model. After you've done the face stuff, it is all essentially just, click and collect. Choose what you want. I feel like purple hair would fit this character. Or maybe... Nah, not green. I mean, I don't think everything should be blue. Yeah, I think like this cross into blue/purple would look good. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. But then, of course, if you want to get purple, if you want to get more creative with your hairstyle, purple is always a great choice. Yeah, that would be my go-to. My second favorite color behind red. But yeah, you can add stuff to this. So if you want to change the back, you can change it to that, or you could have it go long. You can do whatever you like. Can make the back wavy, even though that doesn't really fit with the rest. So let's go back to oh, that wasn't the original one. What was it? I think it was that. I mean, that looks pretty good. Yeah, so you can add anything you like on this area. Really up to you. I feel like this one looks good without that. And then of course the base hair, you get two choices, so I don't bother with that because like the overall hair that you'll have for this will block out the base hair anyway. Now for the body. So with this, you can pick your height. If you want to have a set height for your model, my suggestion is that you go a little bit lower than your intended height, because when you put shoes on this model, its height will increase. That's a given. Yeah, that's a decent height, I feel. Not too tall, but not small IRL, so yeah. This is like 13 centimeters smaller than me. I'm like 180. Last time I checked, I think I was 182, which is like 6 foot in freedom units. So yeah, when you do your skins, everything should match up automatically. So when you do the skin for your face, it should automatically match up with your body skin color as well. But if not, then easy fix. You can just go to here, and for the main color, we just get the copier, choose that. And then for the dark color, I gotta spin you around a little bit. Oh, shit. For dark color, go with that. Okay, well, we reverted colors here, which, okay, I messed this up a little bit. Shite. Never mind. I didn't fuck up. Don't look at me. That didn't happen. Forget everything you said. Forget everything you saw. Just rewind. God, I need to do this pose more often for my model. I'm also just realizing that I'm so tall you can't see the sliders. I'm so sorry. I gotta move big old me out of the way. It's the disadvantage of being a large man. You're always in the way. There you go. Now you can see the sliders. So yeah, there's your color sliders right there. Now, obviously with the whole body, oh god, wrong command. So with the whole body, you can pick different body types. And then of course you use the sliders to choose. Here you can edit all of the sliders and change the formations of your characters. If you want to have a massive head, this is wildly inappropriate. I mean, if there's something that we all love, it's a lot of head. So yeah, so here, I mean, you know, the chest size for this one isn't huge, so we can just... Oh, God. So obviously, if you want, you can be Big Booba, or you can just put it down to here. Yeah, you can edit all sorts with this. Genuinely, it's just fine the way it is. So, best thing to do, really, if you really want to, like... Okay, so now we can properly figure things out. So, as you can see right now, flat chest is exactly what we need. So, we want the femme body, but not with the feminine, you know, not with the extra features. We want to have 0 booba. And you can also increase your torso length, but that increases your overall height. Oh, Jesus Christ. No. Waist width as well. So if you want to have thick thighs that save lives, then you bring the waist leg up. Oh god, not the length. So you want to bring up the waist width. Yeah. Thick thighs to save lives. So this would be like your generic, I would argue that this is the basic femboy figure, if that's the look that you're going for, you know. Small waist, small chest, but thick thighs that save lives. Especially whence wearing the thigh highs. We all know this. Facts. Now that you've got that, you can finally get to the outfit. And this is where it gets really fun, because you can have whole sets, and if you're using the default body, and you're not doing what I did, where you bought a large body so that you're not looking like a little baby. With this, if you've got the default avatar, so you don't import a base like I did. I imported my base for my model's body because you just can't have a large I don't want to say masculine, that's very incorrect. Muscular is what you want. So like, I wanted to make a fat model, basically. I wanted to be large but chubby because that's what I look like. I wanted this model to look like me, you know, dad bod style. But unfortunately, you're only allowed to have muscular ab-filled bodies according to the internet, so fine. I just used the clothing that I put on him to make him look fat. But even then, he doesn't look fat, so whatever. Yeah, if you've got the basic default model here, then all of the outfits here, and any outfits that you buy as well, will most likely work just fine with no clipping issues. With the basic model, all of the outfits will fit, and you get a wide variety of choices. So you can get a nice little dress. Could go with something more like this. Takes a while to load in, but yeah. So you can really go with whatever you like. And there's many different types for many different, you know, styles. So you could go with like tactical body armor kind of look, or you can get this feels like a fitting outfit. Get the thigh highs. And then, of course, with the outfits, you can also just select in piece by piece. So you can mix and match together if you want to. Say we want... So let's say that we want to have this top, or maybe this one instead, actually. So let's say we want to have this top, and then we want different pants. So you could select a different skirt to go with it, like that. Or you could go with some tight pants. It's really up to you. It's your choice. Yeah, you can see there's some clipping issues here with this. So what you can do with that, to solve that, is we take this, and there's a thing down here. Okay, well, there's a slider here that's like skirt length or skirt waist. Okay, well, somewhere here there would be a skirt option where you can raise the hem of this or tighten it so that it's not clipping through the belt accessories here. Another thing to mention, when you're customizing your outfits, if you want different colors, go to edit texture. You can switch up the colors. The best way to do it, so you've got all these different layers here. So this layer is the top bit here. This layer is then the corset. And then we have this layer, which is just little accessory bits here. So let's say we want to change the color of the arm bits and make them, let's make it red, shall we? Very important thing to note here, when you're changing the color of an outfit, if you just do this and just slap it on there, it does that and turns it into a basic color. We don't want that. So what you want to do is go to multiply, increase the fill tolerance just a bit, and experiment with that to see what it'll do. Usually that works. Okay, yeah, like I said, I'm not an expert by any rate, so alternatively, you can do this, because I completely forgot this is a thing. Hey, I'm still learning as well. We're all learning today. It's a learning experience. So these are the shader colors. Because I bought my outfits, I needed to do it over here. I didn't learn to do it over here. But yeah, if you want to change the colors, you can change the base color here. So let's say we want maybe a bright red, and then the shade color, and then if we want the corset, we could change the base color to, so this would change the inside area as well as the outside. Let's say we want it, let's try brown, see how that looks. And then for the bottoms, so if we exit this here, always remember to overwrite when you make changes to textures, instead of save as new item, because then it creates a copy item rather than just overwriting the top you've got. Let's just choose any default pants to put on this one. Okay, small trick. So with boots, we increase the volume, and also we don't want to increase the boot volume, but let's see, collar width. There we go. So increase the collar width a little bit, give some extra height. Like I say, I'm no expert in making VRoid models, you know. I'm not as good as the actual artists that get commissions, but you know, I can put together something basic. Let's change over to some different pants. Okay, so we've got that. Let's make it match up. So easy thing. So let's see, where's the this is for the shorts, and there's a skirt bit. Okay, so easy fix, easy little cheat for this. We'll just take this, do that, and voila. Now it fits. Maybe we'll make this a little lighter so that it fits a little better. And there we have it. So now we can add, so now we can get the thigh highs in there. So you got plenty of choice here. Could go with these. Could get all the way leggings that go all the way up. Could just take regular ones with a little less on it. Get some transparent ones that have cake thing on it. For this one, let's go zesty. If you want to make something that's like, you know, animal kind of thing or something like that, oh, you can add tails. So you can have a little rabbit tail if you like, or let's remove that. You can also get a fox tail. It's going to be pointed out. This thing will more than likely, I don't know how the tails work because I do not have one, but I think they will work similarly to the rest of the model, in which it will be more, it'll be less rigid and more sort of like free-flowing when you actually get to animating the model and using it. And of course you can have a cat tail. Yeah, so this proves to me that it will not be like this when you actually use the model. It will actively move around. But you can also, you know, you can change where it goes. Obviously we want it about here at the tailbone. You can make it shorter. Oh god. Right, yeah, okay. Well, so you can give it some curve and make it look any way you want. You can make it raise up like this, or have it down low. I feel like, oh god, that's too far. I feel like that's that works. Can twist the tail a little bit so that it curves off slightly, and twist it the other way too. We'll just leave it straight for this one. And you can make it thick or not. I feel like it was a decent size already. And yeah, you can make it all. You can also make it very big, or you can make it nice little tiny. Let's increase the size just a little bit. You can make the tail taller, can make it large, make it a thick boy. You can do all sorts with it. And then, of course, you can change the color. So you can make it the same color as the hair, or you could make it the same color as your clothes. The possibilities are truly endless. You can also make it the same color as your skin and freak people out. Make it look like a strange fleshy appendage. I feel like it would be the same color as the hair though. So let's go with that. So you can also add ears if you want. The ears are limited. You can have cat ears. I mean, obviously the way that the hair is formatted, we don't really need ears, but you can add cat ears if you want. You can also give yourself rabbit ears. That's really the limit. So there's no wolf ears, there's no horns, anything like that. So obviously with my devil model, I bought the horns because you can go to different stores and people sell assets like outfits and accessories and bits and bobs. So I bought the horns that I have on that character. It can also give you a hat, and of course I used VRoid to give myself my glasses. Now this part here I have very little experience with because I've not really needed to use it. But here you can change things like the light that shows when your model is on. So for example, the light that comes off here on the face, you can increase that or decrease it if you want. It's really up to you. It doesn't make much difference, to be quite honest. Let's give this one glasses then. So you can choose thick or thin glasses. I went with the thin ones, and you can customize them as much as you like. Change the frame shape. So for example, the way I made mine, I wanted mine to be more square, so I made mine like this. You can also change the frame and make it thinner, or you can have a thick frame if you like. And of course, you can move it forward or backwards. So to make it look more natural, I did my best to make it look like it was resting on the nose. So I have my glasses looking like this. But it's up to you where you position them, whichever looks good for you and looks best for your character. I would keep them back because then you can see here, if you have them moved back, the hair naturally, it looks like it's naturally going over the glasses. So you don't have a weird clipping issue there. Again, if you want to change the color of the glasses, just change the texture. I haven't done this before, so... Ah, there we go. So these, this is where you can change the color of the glasses. So let's make these... Let's stick with the blue here. And then you have your VRoid model ready. So yeah, there's more stuff to be done here. Yeah, as you can see, the eyes are creepily following the camera. This took, what, an hour to make? And we've got a pretty decent model already. Would you guys like me to load this model in and puppet it for you? Would you like to see it in action? Fun little tidbit when you're using VRoid. If you go in here to this little camera, you can do a little photo shoot. So this is how, if any of you see my Twitter, this is how I get those zesty Devilmon pics. Okay, let's start the animations. But you can watch the VRoid in action by doing the animations. Notice how the tail is freely flowing, so that clearly works. And yeah, if you want to take pictures, you can take the poses. So you can choose default pose like this. This is my default pose, obviously. Arms crossed because I'm a big, serious male. Go with that one as well, but then you got like your sleeve is like gouging your eye out. If you've got a problem like that, you can take the little dots here and move the arm around and make it so you're not poking your own eye out. And there you have it. So then it looks a lot better. But yeah, let's load it in and be a femboy for a brief moment. Truly, I do not radiate femboy vibes. So this is gonna look funky. This is another important part of the VRoiding process. So first thing you want to do, you'll want to save your model. What should we call him? Them. We're going to say them. Derg. Derg. Now that you've got your model saved, now that we've saved Derg, you'll want to export as VRM. It takes a while depending on how powerful your laptop is. Yes, back in T-pose. This is a trick that I learned that helps you get a bit of a smoother thing when you've got your model up. The two things that you'll want to pay attention to is the polygons and the materials. Now, if you've got an exceptionally powerful PC or laptop, you don't need to worry about the polygons or the materials, really, to be honest, because your computer will do all the work. However, if you're like me and you're running a laptop that is pretty damn good, but not quite super powerful, you'll want to keep the polygons under 72,000. If you do that, you'll be fine. Materials, however, you're very best always reducing the materials. My recommendation, and I say this because this has worked wonders for me with my model. This is why, like, as you said, you pointed out, my model is very fluid and quite smooth. This is how I achieved it. Set your materials to 2. This will take a while, so talk amongst yourselves while we wait for the materials. This will do nothing to your character. It won't take anything away. It won't remove any parts. Okay, so now you've got your materials at 2. We can go ahead and export, depending on what you're using. If you're using VC Face, export it as VRM 0.0 because VC Face, when I tried to use it, couldn't handle VRM 1.0. So you want to use this one. You don't need to bother with all of this. This is really, you know, licensing and stuff. I don't bother with that. You just need a title and a creator. Since I'm using animes, I'll be doing VRM 1.0. So avatar name, Derg. Creators, Joshimonn, version 1. I like to put the version just for my own personal use. You can fill in this stuff if you want to, like copyright, contact info, third-party license and all of that, and go with all this stuff. You don't have to. I don't bother. So now that we've done that, we export. Again, it takes a while, so, you know, Exercise patience. Exporting takes quite a while, actually. Okay, so export's done. We've got Derg. So now, are you guys ready for the moment of truth? Derg is about to come to life. So we are now in animes. Again, I tell all of you, do not use animes unless you're willing to pay, because it is great for like a smooth and flowing model. It's not great if you're on a budget. I'm probably going to have to go back to VC Face if I can't pay for my subscription. Other than that, you can also use VTube Studio on Steam. I'm probably going to transfer to that when I get myself a new model, a new 2D one. But I'm keeping these models for when I'm doing, I'm going to be doing VR chat eventually sometime. I want to try and load my models into there so you can interact with me on VR chat in real time. Anyway, let's get DERGIMONN in here. So we go to import avatar, get the VRM file. There's Derg. Open up. Hey everyone. What's good? DERGIMONN is here. Let's oh god. So there it is. You now have DERGIMONN. Derg the VTuber. Yeah. So this is basically how it is. This is how you get your model ready. And that's how you get your VRoid model ready for action. The model does look pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it looks good. I can also do some poses with this one and it won't mess up. Hello. We can also be a little sus right now. Let's dance. Yeah. Get it. Get it. Get it. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. You could use this idle pose to give everyone a good look at the thigh, the thick thighs to save lives. Anyway, and that's how you get your VRoid model working. Everything from creation all the way to loading it into your rigging system. We have officially created Derg and used him in animes. I guess for when this becomes a YouTube video, thank you very much for watching me create Derg YouTube.